Hello, ladies are dealing with empty nest syndrome. While you have stopped at the right place, we hope this information helps you and your family. Empty nest syndrome is a common problem for parents who have children that are grown and moving out of the house. For single moms, this can be a very difficult time. You may feel like you are all alone in the world with no one to help you take care of your home or children. This can be a very challenging time, but it is important to remember that you are not alone. We created a list of tips to help you survive empty nest syndrome myth versus reality. It's a common misconception that empty nest syndrome only affects single mothers who have raised their children. The truth is, anyone can experience this phenomenon: mothers and fathers who are still together, aunts and uncles, and even grandparents. While it is true that the majority of cases are reported by women over the age of 50, there are plenty of younger people who go through it. So what exactly is empty nest syndrome? Many experts believe it is the result of a major life change, such as your children leaving home for college or moving out on their own. This can trigger feelings of loneliness, sadness, and anxiety. You may also feel like you've lost your purpose in life. While it's normal to feel some of the things when your children leave home, it's important to remember that this is just a phase. With time, you will adjust to the new change and find a new normal. In the meantime, there are plenty of things you can do to survive empty nest syndrome. Coping with empty nest syndrome: single moms often face a unique challenge when their children leave home. Without the support of a partner, they must learn to cope with this new stage in their lives. Here are some tips for surviving empty nest syndrome. As a single mom, I acknowledge your feelings. As a single mom, you and your children have a bond that was built for years. You spent the majority of your children's lifetime together. So it is okay to feel alone. Accept that you are having a hard time coping with your children leaving. Give yourself time and patience to adjust to this new life. Allow yourself some time to grieve the loss of your children leaving home. It is okay to be sad, and you should not try to bottle up your emotions. Lean on your friends and family members for support. These people can help you through this tough time and to make the transition a bit easier. Talk to them about your feelings and let them know what you're going through. They may not be going through the same thing, but they can offer a listening ear and some words of wisdom. Spend more time with your friends and family. And if they have kids, this is the perfect opportunity to help them out when needed. Do things for yourself. This is a great time to focus on your own needs and wants. Take some time for yourself and do things that make you happy. This can be anything from taking a yoga class to going on a girls' weekend trip. If you are keeping off traveling, this is the time to start planning those trips. Now you have the time to focus on yourself. Do not leave anything out. Find a new hobby. This can help you fill the void that your children have left behind. Your new hobby will keep your mind occupied and give you a sense of purpose. It can be anything from starting a garden to taking up painting or photography. As long as it keeps you busy and happy. That's okay. Learn a new skill. There are millions of skills you can start learning for fun to help ease the empty nest syndrome. You can learn to cook new meals, learn new languages, or even act. The key is to find something that you're interested in and start learning. If you're not sure where to start, try taking some online classes or signing up for workshops at your local community center. There are endless possibilities when it comes to single moms with empty nest syndrome learning new skills. Find a group of like-minded people who share your interests to help you stay motivated. Other single moms are going through empty nest syndrome, and these are the best people to interact with. They will share their experiences with you and even tips on how they too are coping. A support group can also provide some much-needed emotional support during this difficult time. Plus, you might end up with new friends with whom you can create new experiences in this stage of your life. Avoid guilting your child. One of the worst things you can do when your child leaves home is to guilt them into staying in touch or visiting. This will only make them resent you and distance themselves even more. Your child is going through their own adjustment period, and they need time to adapt their new life without you. Give them the space they need and let them get back to you when they're ready. It's hard to let go. But empty nest syndrome doesn't have to be a negative experience. Use this time as an opportunity for self-growth and reflection. You might be surprised at how much you can accomplish when you have some free time on your hands. Avoid guilting yourself. Stop guilting yourself for feeling sad and lonely. This is a natural process, and you should allow yourself to feel these emotions. Do not try to bottle up your emotions, face them head on. The more you try to fight off the sadness, the harder it will be to cope. Later on, you will get used to being alone and guilty might come up too. This is a time for you to focus on your needs and wants. Do not feel guilty about surviving empty nest syndrome and keep on taking care of yourself. Remember, you deserve to be happy and this is a new chapter in your life. Embrace it and make the most out of it. Suggest fun activities, spend time with your child. One of the best ways to cope with empty nest syndrome is to spend time with your child when they come home. This way, you can stay connected and create new memories together. You can also visit them if they live far away. Some fun activities you can do together include going on hikes, attending concerts or sporting events, visiting museums, and going out to eat. Whatever you do, make sure it's something you both enjoy. So you can create lasting memories, make sure they are okay with your plans. Of course, you should always check with your child before making any plans. They might be busy with their own lives and may not have the time to spend with you. It's important to respect their wishes and not try to force them into spending time with you. Just because they don't live at home anymore doesn't mean you can't have a close relationship. It's important to stay positive. And remember that this is just a phase in your life. Things will eventually settle down and you'll find a new normal. In the meantime, focus on taking care of yourself. Focus on your health and well-being as a single mom who your children rely on for everything. It is easy to forget to take care of yourself when you're busy taking care of them. Now that your children have left home, make sure to schedule some time for yourself every week. This is the perfect opportunity to focus on your health and well-being. Make sure to eat healthy meals. Exercise regularly and get enough sleep. Taking care of yourself will give you a positive outlook on life and help you cope with empty nest syndrome. It's important to find healthy coping mechanisms for empty nest syndrome. This is a time when you can focus on your own needs and do things that make you happy. With a positive attitude, you can overcome anything that comes your way. Talk to a therapist. For some single moms, empty nest syndrome hit harder. If you're struggling to cope with a change, talking to a therapist can help. A therapist can help you work through your emotions and develop a plan to deal with empty nest syndrome. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. If you're struggling, there is no shame in admitting that you need some assistance to survive this experience. Therapy can be an incredibly helpful way to work through your feelings and start to develop a new plan for your life. If you don't have insurance or can't afford therapy, there are plenty of free or low-cost options available. Signs you are suffering from empty nest syndrome. Symptoms can differ from person to person, but some common ones are worth mentioning. You feel lonely or isolated. This is one of the most common signs of empty nest syndrome. You may feel like you have no one to talk to or that your friends and family don't understand what you are going through. Your home feels empty and the quietness is just too much for you. You are sad or depressed. It's normal to feel sad when your children leave home. Now that they left, you are a single mom that has no children to look after around the house. Depression is more than just feeling sad. However, it's a real medical condition that can interfere with your ability to function in your everyday life. If you think you might be depressed, please see a doctor. You feel like you have no purpose. Another common sign of empty nest syndrome for single moms is feeling like you have no purpose in life. When your children were at home, your purpose was to feed them, clothe them, hug them on demand, and take care of all of their needs. They were your world, and now that they are gone, you may feel like you have no purpose. You are anxious or stressed. The thought of being alone can be very anxiety-inducing. You may worry about your finances, your safety, or your ability to take care of yourself. You will also feel anxious for your child. Is your child safe? Are they eating enough? Are they making friends? You are angry or resentful? It's normal to feel anger and resentment when your children leave home. You may be angry at them for leaving, or you may be resentful of the fact that you are a single parent. You may get angry at yourself for staying single. You have difficulty sleeping. Many parents suffer from insomnia when their children leave home. You may find yourself lying in bed awake at night worrying about your child or feeling lonely. You may also have trouble sleeping during the day because you are used to being up early to take care of your child. You overeat or undereat. Another sign of empty nest syndrome is overeating or undereating. You may find yourself eating more because you are bored or sad. Food is what you use to fill the void that you have inside. Or you may lose your appetite altogether. This can be a problem if you are already struggling with your weight. You are used to having meals with your child, and now that they are gone, you have no one to eat with. Final thoughts. Just remember that you're not alone. It can be easy to feel like you are the only one going through this. But there are many other single mothers out there who are dealing with the same thing. Talk to your friends and family. This is a difficult time, but it's important to remember that it won't last forever. You will get through this and come out stronger on the other side. You got this, Mom. You are doing great. I hope this video was helpful for anyone dealing with empty nest syndrome as a single mom. If you have any tips of your own, please share them in the comments below. We at Single Moms Make Money are here to help through difficult times. Thank you for watching.